Well, hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Tonya, and if you're returning, well, today I'm going to be working on that farmhouse decor. Well, everyone, let's go ahead and jump into our first DIY today. Now for this design, I'm going to be making this wall art piece with these really neat little wall pockets that I found at Dollar Tree and using some of those black stars. Now most of the items I did purchase at Dollar Tree except for a couple pieces of the greenery, but I really love these little wood panels and how they already made them look aged. And 3 was just the perfect amount to use for this design. I like how I had the 3 stars, and if you like to do the red, white, and blue, you could also use some scrapbooking paper there in the back and do that red, white, and blue theme for your patriotic decor. But now I just took some of the larger craft sticks from Walmart and just kind of glued that tic-tac-toe pattern on the back, and that seemed to hold these together really well because they're very lightweight, that MDF board. And I decided to take all of the little hardware off of these stars. I wanted to take the rope twine off, and you'll see later on in the video I actually go ahead and just paint them a solid black. I actually tried to put some of those Scrabble pieces that they have in now on this design, and I don't have that filmed on here, but I ended up switching it up and just used some of the letters that I had picked up from Hobby Lobby in that last haul. I'll leave a link in the description below of that haul. I found some really nice items if you'd like to see that. Now I did use super glue on the little pockets because they were heavy and I didn't want them to fall off. But I did just hot glue those stars on. But didn't this make just a really fun and simple design that you could just add some greenery in? Now, you can tell I had already put that greenery where I cut that little bit of clip out where I used those Scrabble pieces. But Hobby Lobby now has all of their letters, even the ones that are below $4.99, you can get them for 40 and 50% off. So that is definitely a really good deal. So I stocked up on those. So if you have a Hobby Lobby close, definitely check them out. But I thought it would be really neat just to put "Bless This Home" on this one. And I loved how this one turned out, and I hope you do. So you'll have to let me know in the comments what you think of this one. Now for our next DIY, I'm going to be doing a makeover on this wall art piece that I had picked up at Goodwill. I'm just going to remove everything that was on there, and I will be putting the little hooks back on the bottom, but I just sanded this down a little bit. Now I do go ahead before I use my Take Green on here, and I add just a coat of some chalk paint, and I think it was plaster that I actually used on this one, and that really covered up everything that was underneath, and that way my green color didn't bleed through and show some of the marks underneath. So that's a little tip I like to do when I have something that I don't sand it all the way off. I'll use a chalk paint before I do that. And I just kind of drug this right through here. I wanted it to have that kind of aged old look because we are doing that farmhouse theme. And then I will sand this down just a little bit. And I really like how this one turned out. And I thought this was fun. You'll see here that I put the little cat faces on. And I actually had picked these up, I think it was in the markdown section there at Michael's. And we have cats and dogs, and I just thought that would be fun to put those 3 little cat heads there as the welcome sign. And this would be great and an entranceway where you could hang your keys on it, or you could even hang it, you know, right by your door and just hang your jacket or a scarf or your bag on there. But I thought this was a really neat design, and I like how this turned out. And like I said, you can change it up and put different little animals down there, or you know, some other kind of design. Now I did use my Cricut and picked a few of the little cat faces just to make this one fun. And I really like the one in the middle, how she's looking upward. But you'll have to let me know what you think of the take green color and doing that with the black and white. And here's the little video of it outside. And you'll have to let me know what you think of this one in the comments below. Now for our next DIY, I decided just to make a really simple little riser that you could either set up as a shelf sitter, or like I said, you could use it as a small little riser in your kitchen or your bathroom. And I had these little oval wood pieces from Dollar Tree, so I just ended up gluing a couple of those together and painting this white. Now I did end up taking some of my stencils that I had picked up from Michael's, and I think that's where I got these little thumbtacks, but I thought it would just be fun to tack some of these around the edge of this just to make a neat little border. And I really like how this one turned out. And I think I almost like it a little better as a shelf sitter than I do a riser. But you know how we are with our designs. A lot of times we just move them around and use them for different things. Now I had these wood beads that I had picked up. These actually were from Michael's also. And I just decided to take some wood glue and glue these on the bottom. And I did these kind of shorter because I kind of had in mind that I might use this as just a shelf sitter to use as like a little sign on a shelf. And it turned out really, really cute. Now keep in mind they do have those little stencils that you can get also there at Dollar Tree, several different ones, and I just really like these little dragonflies, so I thought that I would put these on there. And then I found another rub-on transfer. I think it was the one, yeah, it's the one with the feathers, and I just decided just to put that Be Happy right there on the top. But this was just a really fun and simple one, and I thought it would make a cute little riser or a little shelf sitter sign. Now for our next DIY, we're going to be making this Let's Stay Home sign. And you know, I thought about this one, and these are usually the ones that you make, seems like more so during the winter time. But I have been cleaning out all of my craft stuff, so I'm going to start just kind of doing these random DIYs, everyone, because I want to be able to get more organized before I move everything out into the little studio. And it's, like I said, it's smaller, so I'm going to kind of have to keep everything seasonal that I do in there. But back to the design, I decided just to take and mask off a border here, and I want to paint the outside of this frame black. And this is actually one of those little wood panels that I picked up at the Dollar Tree Plus section, and I was so happy how this ended up looking just like a picture in a frame. And so that was a really neat thing. And you'll see here after I take the tape off, I decided just to leave just a little bit of that the raw wood showing. I really like the way that looks with the black and the white. You'll have to let me know what you think of that. I just think that that kind of give it a really neat border around there. Now, I actually found my little black and white ribbon at Dollar Tree. I was really happy that they've started carrying the black and white checked and the gingham ribbon there. So that was a really fun idea because I definitely like to use this in the winter and for some of my fall decor also. So I did pick up a few rolls of that. So you may want to see if they have any of that out at your Dollar Tree yet. Now I'm just gonna glue that around the edges there, and you can see how it just left the tiniest little bit of that raw wood. And I really love how that made that look like it was in a mat. And then I just decided to glue that Let's Stay Home there. And I picked up these flowers from Dollar General, and they usually keep them up front. I've noticed most of the Dollar Generals that I'm in, they have that one little area that they have lots of little flowers. And I had this bow previously made, and I decided just to take that little piece of ribbon and fold it over and just make a little center to that. Now when I do get set up in the studio, I am going to do a full tutorial on how I make a lot of my bows. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's DIYs. If so, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That really does help YouTube notice my channel a bit more. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. I have so much coming up this year that I would like to share with you. And hopefully in the next 6 weeks, I'm going to be moving into my small little studio, and I'll be doing a video on that and take you along with me as we get that set up and I kind of build the storage that I need. And this is a really small shed that I'm turning into a studio. It's only an 8x12, and I have gotten really good over the years of utilizing every inch of the small space that I have in my small home. And so I'm really excited to get started on this and to get my little studio craft room out there so we can start doing a lot more things here on my channel. I'd love to do the chats with you live and just do some bigger projects also. Well, everyone, with that being said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the weekend, and I will see you next week with those pop-up videos. Bye.